So hello everyone, my name is Mario Damiani. I'm with the admissions team of the International University of Monaco, and welcome to this Q&A session focused on our Master of Science in Luxury Management. I'm pleased to introduce you the Program Director of this Master, Dr. Annalisa Tarquini. Hello, Annalisa.
Hello, Mario. Hello, everyone. So thank you for joining us for this half an hour. So we will go through the main characteristics and features of our program. Are you ready?
Yeah. In fact, just a quick information. This presentation is made up of two parts. The first part is the presentation of the master made by the program director, followed by a long time for your questions. So don't be shy. It's the moment to write down your question. You can use either the chat or the Q&A session. So now the floor is yours. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mario. So, hello everyone. I'm, as Mario mentioned, Annalisa Tarquini. I'm the program director of this program that is actually the oldest master in luxury management that exists. We're running this program since we're running this year the 16th edition. So we have the privilege of being placed in the Principality of Monaco that gives the offer to the program a very strong legitimacy. So we decided to launch this program because we received at that time specific requests, because Monaco is strongly connected with luxury. As you can imagine, we are at the crossroad of France and Italy. That are the two countries that gave birth to luxury. So having this privilege of being located in the Principality, we decided to design this program around four main pillars. So the first one is, of course, a theoretical framework, because we are a business school, we are a university, and so we truly believe that theories are the basics of everything. So learning theories apply to the luxury business, then you can absolutely reinforce and strengthen your knowledge. And then you will be able to apply to understand the principles of dynamics of luxury. So we will understand together what is happening outside in the real market. So the combination of theories and practical aspects will make you understand what is needed, what the companies look for today to become the new generation of luxury managers. Of course, we will also study who are the luxury consumers. They are our beloved clients who are absolutely different from the regular clients. So we will understand who are they, what they want, what they look for, what they expect from luxury companies. Last but not least, actually, this is something that is extremely important. Several professors I'm working with who are not coming from the luxury business, they often ask me, but how you can define luxury? So the definition of luxury is extremely complicated, it's highly subjective. So what we will explain you, what we will share with you are the characteristics of luxury. So what make a product a luxury product, or a service a luxury service? This is what we call the luxury codes. So these are the four pillars, and then at the end of the year you will be able to apply all of them, and then to be ready for the real market. And then you can definitely enter the industry you want, because actually we are not preparing you just for a specific industry or for a specific position, but we will give you an overall preparation, and then you will be able to go for your favorite industry and position. So the program is designed in the following way. So the Master of Science in Luxury Management is only one, and then we have three specializations. So I will come back to it in a second. The program lasts 16 months. The first 10 months you are with us at IUM, at school. So from September to December we have the first term, and that is the same for all of you, for everybody, because it is a kind of fine-tuning for students coming from so many different educational backgrounds. From January on, you would be divided into your preferred specialization. That can be brand management, fashion, or hospitality. So even in the second term, there are still some common courses, but then you will dig deeper into your favorite field of specialization. After June, actually, the time with IUM or at IUM will be over, and then you will have to start your professional journey. So you can do an internship wherever you want in the world, then, or you can do a research thesis or an applied research project. Or if you want to become an entrepreneur, you can work on your business plan, tutored by one professor. So there are different options to finalize your program at IUM. In terms of the three specializations, actually, the brand management is the most generic one. So this is ideal for students willing to work in, for example, in the car industry, and even in fashion, or in private jets, so in different fields. So we are not brand management is the most generic name we could give, because we cannot open a specialization for every single specific industry. So it is very generic. If you don't have a specific passion, you can take this one. But if you have a specific passion for fashion and accessories, or hospitality and event management, I strongly advise you guys to go for these directions, because you will become a real specialist. So you can even distinguish your CV from the others. But how you can choose the specialization, actually, don't be scared. If you have already something in mind, just write it down in your application file, and then we will we will help you to choose what fits you the most. So don't be scared of it. What is really featuring our program is what we define as experiential learning. So all through the year, we are setting many different experiences in class, outside class, in Monaco, or even abroad, that can complement your studies. Let's start from the elective courses. So the curriculum of the program is given, but we have these 4 specific electives that can be chosen by you. So the first one is yachting. Actually, this is something that only IUM has implemented. This is a specific course, yachting management. So students interested in working in this unique, I have to say, unique industry have to come to IUM, because Monaco is the worldwide capital of yachting. So there are other places to study yachting management, and then you can easily go outside and apply the specific learnings. Consider that at the moment we have almost 100 alumni who are now working in the yachting business from different companies, geographical areas, and positions, of course. Diamonds, we have the privilege to work with a professional who belongs to three generations of diamond traders and jewelry makers. So students who are passionate about jewelry, but also watches, can definitely take this elective. It is not, so students are learning how to assess diamonds, so these fabulous precious stones. So this is not the equivalent of the GIA certificate by far, but I know students who, after this course, decided to dig deeper, and then they went to US to take the GIA certificate. Entrepreneurship is another elective, because Monaco is strongly connected with entrepreneurial values. So in every single program at IUM, bachelor or master or MBAs, we have a course dedicated to entrepreneurship. You will be supported by great professors and professionals who are entrepreneurs or business angels or investors. And then, so you will be guided. And if you want to open your own entrepreneurial venture, you can definitely practice a lot. Fashion buying and merchandising. This is one of my favorite. These two positions, one of the two favorite positions in the fashion business. So if you want to become a fashion specialist, you can even opt for this course. Whatever with experiential learning is highly supported by our corporate office, and so they're helping us in preparing the study trip, or welcoming as lecturers, or being part of the March Challenge, that is our business plan competition, and then towards the end of the year to work on several consulting projects. So this is actually study trip. We are just back, so from our yearly trip, we went to, I brought 60 students to Spain. We had 3 fabulous days in Madrid and then 2 fabulous days in Barcelona. And the idea was to discover the Spanish way of luxury. And it was extremely enriching, because even me, it was my first time in Spain. And then we learned a lot about the clients, what they do, their brands. And every country actually has its own approach to luxury. Now that I'm back, I'm already thinking about what will be next. So considering for next year to go to New York and Miami. So an anticipation. So then I hope I will be able to make it. Then corporate relations, so corporate projects. That is actually what we define also consulting projects. Every year at the end, from April to June, our students will have to work with several companies on a real challenge for the brands. So this year we're working for a luxury supercar, hybrid supercar brand, a Spanish one. And then we will work, the fashion students will work on the digital strategy for a jewelry brand. And the hospitality students will work on an HR immense challenge for an Italian luxury fabulous hotel chain. So this is what we will do. And then here you can see some examples of what we did in the past. So coming to who are my students. So today this year I have 70 students from many different nationalities, as you can see. Usually Italians and French represent the biggest part, but we have students coming from literally everywhere. The majority is still female, and then so we have only 1/4 represented by my dear guys, but I don't know why. I would love to have more guys in my program. And then the typical profile, actually we don't have a specific one. What I look for are people passionate about luxury, specialists in one domain. So very often I see that there are applicants. I would like to work in luxury, but what would you like to do? I don't know. So this is not what I'm really expecting from for candidates approaching a specialized master degree. So try to come with a clear idea, read a lot, be informed about what can be suitable for your upcoming career. So this is extremely important. Nowadays, there is such a fair competition outside. So if you will be a generalist, it won't help you. So try to learn a lot, to read a lot, and be curious. Mario, this is your time.
Yes, absolutely. And also your time, guys, to start writing down your questions, because very soon we will start answering to all of them. So before doing that, let's talk a little bit about the application process, how to be admitted here at IUM for this master. So it's very straightforward. As Annalisa said, we welcome students from literally all over the continent. So we do everything online and pretty easy for you. You have to start on our website, on the homepage, www.monaco.edu. As you can see from the image here on the slide, there is a button at the bottom of the screen, apply online. If you click on it, you'll be redirected onto an application platform where you'll be asked to put a few personal contact details about yourself and then start uploading documents that we need to evaluate you, who you are, what's your past. The first one is a letter of motivation. It's one one-page letter where you start introducing yourself, where you showing what's the reason for your interest in this program, why maybe Monaco, if you have experiences that might be relevant, so something about you to introduce yourself. Then we need a transcript of your bachelor degree. You know, to be eligible, you have to have at least a 3-year bachelor degrees with 90 US credits or 180 ECTS, the European credit system. We need to check the list of all your exams with grades and credits until the moment that you arrive, because you don't have to be graduated already to start the application. We have students who start application 1 year prior to the intake. We have already many enrolled to this program, which is pretty successful. So don't wait till graduation. It's time now to do it, because the beginning of classes will be pretty soon, at the very beginning of September. Then we ask from you a CV or resume, so the list of all your experiences that you've done so far, maybe internships or summer jobs, everything that you've done in terms of studies and working experiences. Even, of course, working experience is not required to apply. Then a copy of your passport and a picture, the one that you would use for an ID document like a passport. The last document we require is the proof of English. But please note that the proof of English is not strictly needed at the moment of the application. It's needed before the intake at latest. So you might go through the application, the admission process, know if you're admitted, and then focus afterwards on obtaining this degree, this test. The test is waived if you studied your bachelor fully in English, or if English is your mother language. When everything is done, the last step will be the payment of 80 euros, 80, as application fees. We will check very quickly your documentation and revert with the proposal of date for an admission interview that can be either with the program director or with one of our professors. It's a 30-minute conversation online where you'll be asked to, again, introduce yourself, talking about yourself. It's a motivational interview. So it's not a test, it's mostly about you. We have very small classes here at IUM, very personal relationships with professors and classes. We want that all of you are engaged and willing to work hard in such a demanding but also fun program all together. So we want to assure that all your future classmates have the same level of engagement that you have. Once you're assessed, there will be a committee, a jury that will meet regularly. And within 2 weeks from the moment that you have finished your application, you will receive the answer about your admission. So it's a very quick process and program. So I guess that now it's the time for you to make your question. We have already a good number, but I'm myself very curious, Annalisa, because as you said in your presentation, the class just got back, and yourself, you just got back from the study trip. This year it was in Barcelona and Madrid, let's say in Spain. So what was the schedule? What was the experiences? Were all the specialization involved in the experience? What can you tell us about this?
Alora was a fabulous program, actually divided by, students were divided by specializations. And then according to the nature of the visit, I could combine fashion and hospitality or fashion and brand management. So I had 2/3 different programs for 1 week. So we managed to organize 18 visits overall in 1 week. So we visited El Corte Inglés, that is the biggest department store in, I think is the only one in Spain, in Madrid. And then we visited several hotels from the famous NH, that is a very important Spanish brand. And then the Meliá, the adorable visit with Palacio de los Duques in Madrid, a fabulous event, a fabulous place, with a fabulous coffee. And then the Ultima Madrid, that is also a niche hotel 5-star hotel that belongs to the Circolo Fortuny, that is the luxury association in Spain. Then we managed to visit the Joalleria Suarez, that is that together with Aristocracy is a very important jewelry brand in Madrid, based in Madrid. And then other fashion brands. So for the fashion accessories students, we visited the Louis Vuitton store. And then we had finally had the chance to meet the Loewe team. That actually is a fabulous brand belonging to LVMH. As a former LVMH alumna, as a LVMH alumna, I had finally the chance to meet this incredible team. Incredible. Then we had what else we had? We met Galleria Canalejas, and then there is an emerging luxury mall in the heart of Madrid, close to Plaza Mayor. One of my favorite meetings, I have to say. And then what was very interesting, we visited the part that is still under construction. So they showed what kind of totally empty box and very rough box the brand is showing to brands such as Hermes, Louis Vuitton, whatever it is, when they have to choose if they can get in the mall or not. So it's insane. So it is fully concrete, nothing else. And then they have to imagine the kind of customer experience they can offer, they can design and offer. So, and then what else? We visited, we moved to Peralada, so we moved to Barcelona, and then we had a full day in this, in Girona. There is a little medieval place in the middle of nowhere, but where we had a fabulous wine tasting experience, and then the gourmet experience, because we had the chance to have a lunch in a not in a Michelin star restaurant, but the restaurant is consulted by a Michelin chef. So we had the pleasure to eat something that is delicious without paying a luxury fee, a luxury bill. And then, of course, being in Barcelona, we could not miss the yachting experience, because Barcelona is actually one of the main competitors for Monaco. And then we had the meeting with the MB92, that is one of the main, the leading refitting shipyard in the Mediterranean. And then we had the lunch at the Marina Portvel. That is, they were explaining how they are preparing for the America's Cup, because the Defender decided to move to Barcelona for the next the 24 edition. So, and then we visited what else? Barbary, other hotels, and it was fantastic. But what is the most important thing is that this is one of the biggest feedback I got from my students, is that they are back, but they're much more cohesive now. So what is one of the best team building experience. So because they spent 24 hours a day together, literally 24, and then and so now they're back. They know each other much more. They're willing to go together till the end of the program. So voila, I'm still so excited.
Thank you. Yeah, it looks really exciting. So we have a lot of questions.
No, questions.
Let's try
yes.
to do all of them. So I understand that we have to select course electives, but what if our interests change after starting? There's a way to change. I think that we can answer to both choosing the specialization or then choosing the electives. Might be interesting for both.
So the specialization must be confirmed by the end of by the beginning of January. Let's put it this way. So most of the several students are entering in the program without even opting for BM, brand management, hospitality or fashion. It is during the first 4 months that we can go through together and then to decide together what is the best option for them. We also have students who come with that very clear idea in mind, and then from September, and then in January they change, and then they go for another specialization. So January is the tipping point. So this is when you cannot change anymore, but there is time to do it. In terms of electives, they go with a specific specialization. So if you want to go for yachting, you can take it from brand management or hospitality. So you cannot take it from fashion, and then vice versa. If you want to go for diamonds, you cannot choose diamonds if you go for hospitality. So, but we can show it. So this is something. There is a moment in December when we explain students what they can do, what they can choose, and so this is something that doesn't fall from the star. So it is there is a reasoning behind.
And in terms of electives, there are a few questions about how many electives can we pick?
One. Only one.
And have to?
No. Then it depends, but usually no. It is this year we exceptionally open to yachting. So who was choosing yachting could choose a second one, because yachting is a very critical program for us. Then it also depends on how many students we have. So we have a saturation number. So there are different reasons, but usually is only one per student.
And we have a question notably on the yachting elective. Can you explain more?
What it is? Actually, yachting is not just an elective. Yachting is a track. That it's not a specialization. It's just that it's not just an elective. Something in between. From the very beginning of the year, from September, our students are exposed as much as possible to this unique business environment. At the very beginning of the program, there is Cannes, the Cannes Yacht Show. So I'm freeing up the schedule of my students so they can go, as I always suggesting to go, is one of my favorite yacht show here in the Mediterranean area. So students can have a full day in Cannes. Then there is the Monaco Yacht Show that is totally different. And then there is another one that is Genova, the Genova Yacht Show. That is even different, because it is for smaller boats. It's one of the biggest, but it's for smaller boats. And we are always pushing students to take part of it, especially for the Monaco Yacht Show. We may set some experiences, and so we are completely emptying the schedule, because I push on the students to have a volunteering expertise, to working as a hostess or steward during the Monaco Yacht Show for any possible brand, because it is insane. So you have to see it to understand what how the yachting business work. Then we have 6 hours dedicated to yachting, so as a small introduction, and then after this, students can choose yachting more wisely. So from January on, we have a dedicated course of 30 hours to yachting, so that is managed by professionals, and one of my colleagues that is doing research on yachting customer experience with me. And then we have many other different activities, some visits. So when we moved to Spain, we had the opportunity, so all yachting students spent one day with me visiting this shipyard. So we do as much as possible, because yachting is not just a niche business, but is a strategic business for the Principality. So we are Monaco IUM has been chosen 7 years ago from the Monaco Yachting Cluster as the training entity of the cluster. So this is why we are collaborating very closely.
Thank you. We have 15 minutes more or less to complete the other questions. So could you please describe a typical week in this master, please?
Oh, the typical week.
Yeah, you know, the schedule more or less, how much
all weeks
classes
are totally different, because we divide the year in so first semester, September, December, then we have January, March, and then we have April, June. In every moment we have completely different weeks and schedule, because it depends on, we have different courses. So we may have more professional courses given by professionals coming from coming from different cities. So we can sometimes we have to pack the weeks. So this is very atypical, but we may have it. When we have professors, more local professors, we can instead spread these courses over the term. So this is why we don't have the typical week at IUM. They're all very intense, generally, especially from April on, when all professionals are coming. And then especially because from April to June, we have many days off, because in France, we have many holidays. So we have less working days. So voila, this is more or less how it is. But we are from Monday to Fridays, so never on weekends.
We have now different questions related to the United States. So do we have a partner in the luxury hospitality in the United States? Is it possible to make an internship there? Do we have alumni working in the US?
1000%. We have, you can, I don't know if the person who is asking for the question is American.
It's anonymous, so we cannot.
So, while we are running this webinar, there is a webinar run by the career department, how to find an internship in US. So right now, so we are well aware that some students, the non-American students, may be willing to move to US, especially for certain businesses. Hospitality is a very important business, luxury business in US, but also yachting and private jets, so or real estate. So we are trying to support our students, the non-American ones. There are some rules that must be respected, because it is not super easy. Then it depends also on your visa. So if you can, of course you can. Partnership, we have several. But then if you want to go, so we have many alumni, so you can easily go, and please do it. Go on LinkedIn, connect with me, Annalisa Tarquini, super easy. So I don't using any nickname. So you can connect with me, and through me, you can get the access to our alumni community. So it will be much easier. As soon as you look at IUM luxury, and then you select by countries, you can find, I think we have almost more than 1,200 alumni in luxury all over the world. So talk to them. And so you can, I have several in mind, but I think it's the best source of information.
Thank you. And then we have different questions on the practical logistical side. So I may answer to them quickly and then give the word to you back again. So how many students do you have in your campus? Well, IUM is a small university, human size. All programs from bachelor to master's to MBA to doctorate, we have less than 800 students, but coming from more than 70 different nationalities. So very diversified, even small. All classes are anyway small. So even if this is a popular master, in the first part, students will be divided into more classes. So to keep a low number, normally around 40 students per class. So to give you room for your personal growth, for a direct relationship with the professors and program director. And then in the second term, you'll be divided into the 3 specializations. So again, the number will be pretty low. So do you provide accommodation for students? Now, I don't know if you know, Monaco is really teeny tiny country, smaller than Central Park in New York, even if it's a sovereign nation, with a quite expensive real estate. So we don't have directly here housing solutions, but it's not complicated at all. In fact, once you're admitted, we will be put in contact with our student services. They will counsel you and where to look for an apartment, and will provide you with different tools, online platforms, and other resources that you will be able to use to find your place. In fact, most of our students decide to live in France, but living in France, if you live close to Monaco, it means walking to IUM. Because imagine that Monaco is like the inner core of the urban area, surrounded immediately by France. It's like changing neighborhood because there's no physical border or barrier. So you just walk to IUM if you live in France. Otherwise, we're right in front of one of the train stations exits. So even commuting for a nice, vibrant international city like Nice, it's a 25-minute ride, and it is very, very, and Nice offers more accommodation solution with good, let's say, a lower budget solution for EU. So I have answered to that. Then there's another one about study trips, expense or partly full covered by the school. The program or the visit is part of your academic life, so it's included in the master. It's like you were doing lessons. The life expenses like the flight or maybe finding an apartment that you will share for sure with your classmate is on the top of you, like it's life expenses here in Monaco. So, and then I have at least another one. Yes, if the bachelor was studied in English, do we need to take an English proficiency test again? As I said in my presentation, you don't need. If the bachelor was fully taught in English, we need that at least 3 years of study in English before joining IUM is definitely enough. Oh yeah, one last, because it's a question about the January intake. So there's a difference because January intake is not a new beginning of the master. January intake means joining the class that started in September directly for the second term. So not everyone is eligible to do that. Only those who studied for a minimum of 4 years at university level prior joining IUM. So they own degrees with at least 240 ECTS or 120 US credits can join IUM, and only if those credits were obtained in the business management field. So differently from September, where we accept degrees of 3 years, and also different backgrounds. So you don't have to have studied already business management to join this master in September. For January, we need you to have an additional year of university studies with a degree and coming strictly from the business management environment. So it's not for all, it's for a small number of students that can directly join the class for the second term. So let's go back. How does exam work? End of each semester or only the capstone? Are you mute? Huh?
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Exams. So we have 3 rounds of exam. One is at the end in December, at the end of the first semester. The other one would be next week, so at the end of March. After when all courses from January for all courses that ended by March, and then we have the third round that is in mid-June. This is what we have, and then we have remedial exams. So when so if students fail one course, they can do a remedial. They can take a remedial, and then we have 3 rounds of remedial exams, of course.
Okay, thank you. And can you explain a bit the difference between sorry, if you're interested in cars, it is better brand management. Okay. And can you say a little bit, a few words more about brand management specialization? It's not a question.
Brand management is not really a specialization. So it is the most generic approach to luxury brands. So sometimes the students say, I want to opt for brand management because I want to become a brand management. Doesn't mean a thing. So don't do that. So brand management is the most generic name, like management is a very generic name. So we had to identify a very not specific name for this specialization, because as I mentioned before, we cannot open a specialization for any possible business. So according to what you prefer, I can guide you, assuming that you want to work for wines. So in this case, I can guide you towards 2 directions. Can be for hospitality, because wine is really part of gastronomy that is related to hotels, hospitality, event management, or can be brand management, because anyhow can be taken as from a generic perspective. This is just an example. If you're interested in fashion, You can take it from brand management, because as a generic luxury business, or if you want to really become a specialist, I would strongly advise you to go for a full specialization. What is extremely important to stress is that independently on the specialization that you would opt for, you will be able to work in any possible different luxury business. I had students studying fashion, now working in fashion, now you're working in yachting, who studied hospitality, now working in the car industry. So the program, the diploma, is the same for all of you, Master of Science in Luxury Management, nothing else. The specialization is the additional line that they're putting under the name of the diploma. Okay, so don't be scared about it. Especially nowadays, companies are much more open to hire students, professionals from other luxury industries. So this the choice won't feature your future career. This is very important.
And can you make a few examples of sectors where our alumni working in?
Wherever. I have a student today. We were checking some fashion brands, and we have students working in Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Fendi, Prada, Burberry, wherever, from all over the world. We have students working in the yachting, as I mentioned, not just in Monaco, but in London. Some of them are working in Dubai. Some of them are working in US. We have a real estate. We have a private jet, several working in private jet. Champagne. We have people working in jewelry, in consulting. Actually, they're working in consulting, journalism, marketing agencies. There are no limits to the sky. Believe me, this is not just a slogan, but it's for real. Once again, go on LinkedIn and check IUM Luxury, and then you will see wherever they are. In Dubai, London, and Paris are the three biggest community we have of luxury alumni. Check what they do, and you will discover a world.
And what about hospitality and event management? Which kind of, can you talk a little bit about the specialization and which kind of careers? And another question, because I'm putting up together different, if luxury real estate, this is a good fit or not? So in general careers and in luxury.
Let's put it in this way. Hospitality event management belong to the biggest travel and tourism industry. Travel and tourism, it represents the 6th biggest field on the planet. So, and then connected to travel and tourism, you have so many different job opportunities, from hotels, destination management companies, through travel agencies, resorts, conciergerie, event companies, marketing agencies, if they are dedicated to this sector. So there is anything that goes with the food and beverage, anything that goes with even this department stores. The meeting I had with the Galleria Canalhecas and then El Corte Inglés, or the mall that is the luxury mall that belongs to the Kering Group. They have inside they have shops. This is what they offer, but actually they're not offering products. According to them, they're designing shopping experiences. That anything goes with luxury experiences, it goes with services. They're offering a service. So inside these entities, they have an hospitality team. The guy was working in Porsche in Atlanta. He works for the customer experience center for Porsche in Atlanta. So he's a guy who studied hospitality, coming from an immense background in hotels, and now he's working for customer experience. So this is the biggest area that you can opt for. If you are interested in, if you speak several languages, if you love traveling, if you love people, dealing with people, this is the industry you have to opt for. So this is the biggest suggestion. Then, of course, we have students working in hotels, in resorts, in Dubai, in Jordania, in United States, in Europe. I cannot mention how many, and so on and so forth. In Mexico, whatever.
And can you take the yacht track with the hospitality specialization?
Yes, you can take the yachting track. About real estate, you can definitely go for real estate from hospitality or from brand management. But once again, I have a student who was working in a real estate here in Monaco, and then she studied fashion. So just to have another idea.
So we have different questions more. I think the one which is quite interested to sum up everything. So one is the average and the credits for a bachelor. So the bachelor has to have at least 180 European credits or 90 US credit. It means a bachelor delivered by an official university of 3 years at minimum. With that, you might be eligible, you are eligible at least to apply to IUM. Then the average, it's a mix. It's mostly motivational, our choice. So of course you have to perform well, but it's a combination of your grades and how you're able to show your motivation to introduce yourself. So correct me if I'm wrong. Very good notes, but unable to speak a word during the admission interview, doesn't look very good. Or very low average and mediocre presentation of yourself, not either. You won't be fit. So show your uniqueness, show your interest in this very particular field together with a good average, but it's not written in stone, the average that we require. There's nothing fixed. Don't know if I answer well. You want to?
Very good answer. Actually, guys, let me say something that is very unpopular. Grades are not the only thing I'm looking for, because I can tell you that I have fabulous students in the past with the fabulous marks, and then who were not very good in class. So it's a mix of different things: attitude, interest, curiosity, willing to learn. This is what we look for. So grades are extremely important. It can be an important litmus test, but it is not the ultimate one, the only one.
Absolutely.
So very good answer, Mari.
So thank you. So there are internship or job opportunities for non-Europeans in Europe. Well, first of all, internship, which are part of the master, are part of your studies. So you're allowed with the visa you receive to do them everywhere in the world, Europe, Monaco included. Then working is another thing. It depends where you are, which kind of visa you have. It's a long history. If you're not European, you have to change your visa and be sponsored. So a little bit more complicated, not impossible, but maybe we can get in touch privately and discuss with this more in detail. Attendance is compulsory because you will be living so many experiences that it's really needed to be here. And as I said, there's only one real beginning in September for the entire master. So admission sessions are open 1 year prior to that, with not a specific deadline, but as soon as classes are full, and again, we're talking in small classes, admissions will be closed. So if you're interested for fall 2023, this is the time to apply. Again, we accept a wide origin of your studies and background. So the important is a coherence in what you've done and what you would like to become to justify your attendance here at IUM. And I guess that we could keep a last one, which is kind of tricky but interesting. Why IUM and not another university?
I love this question. Because IUM is, as I mentioned, is a pioneer in this field of studies. We started in 2006, so many years ago, and we have a strong legitimacy coming from the territory. I'm working with the different program directors. Today, I welcome the program director of the luxury program of Glion here at IUM. We were working together. We are defining some common actions. So we all know each other. I'm working with Louis, I'm working with many other MIP, I'm working with many other schools. And then what we always say is that each school offers different things in terms of, so first of all is the city. So if you want to study in a big city, don't come to Monaco. So maybe it's better if you go to Paris, to Milan, to London. But if you're looking for a very close relationship with the professors, with the program director, with the city, with the people living in Monaco, in the place, go for smaller cities. So the first choice is the size of the city and the size of the school. This is the most important thing. So I know my students one by one. I call them by name. I don't call them by A2, AU. So I know who they are. And they call me by name, because this is the kind of culture we have at IUM. So if you're looking for a more formal study, maybe we're not done for you. So the size of the city, the size of the school, and the kind of culture that you look for. In terms of contents, more or less, we're offering the same things. But if for example, assuming that you want to work in yachting, this is the place to come. If you want to really understand what is the ultimate sense of luxury, so if you really want to understand who are the ultra high net worth individuals, this is the only school where you can really learn who are the most richest clients in the world, what they look for. If you want to work for supercars, if you want to work for the big luxury fashion brands, maybe we have some a privileged condition. Then if you want to work in fashion, in fast fashion, these kind of things, maybe Italy is the place to go. So you see, in every single country, there is a specific knowledge. Go for it, guys. This is extremely important. I hope I replied to your question.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Annalisa. Thank you guys for joining us for the Q&A session dedicated to the Master of Science in Luxury Management. Do not hesitate to get in touch with me for any additional information you might require. You can read in the chat my direct email address, mdamiani@monaco.edu. You can write otherwise to the general address, admissions@monaco.edu. But I will follow up with every one of you so we can keep on the conversation, and I will be pleased to assist for anything you might have. Thank you, Annalisa, for being here and answering this question, presenting the master. So guys, let's get in touch soon and maybe meet very soon in September here at IUM. So thank you again.
Sorry, Mario, we have on the 15th of April, we have the open day. So this is a very good moment when you can come to school, meet us in person, meet alumni or the current students. So do not hesitate. And so I hope I will see you soon. You can connect, as I mentioned, connect with me on social media, on LinkedIn or Instagram. So no problem. And so good luck to all of you guys.
You are very right. The open day is on Saturday, so it's in a weekend, exceptionally, because we normally are closed on weekends. So if you can come to Monaco on weekends, this is a good solution. So April 15, Saturday. Otherwise, during the week, you can contact me for a private visit. So thank you again. Thank you, Annalisa. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.